Hello, my name is Kate Perry. I'm a psychotherapist. I've been talking to a lot of my clients during these difficult lockdown times about how to manage their anxiety. In these strange, uncertain times of COVID-19, and given some of the news coverage, it would be hard not to worry about what this all means for you and for those you love. Worry and anxiety are common problems at the best of times, but when it takes over, it can become all-consuming. And worry isn't just in our heads when it becomes excessive. We can feel it in our bodies too, through muscle tension, aches or pains, restlessness, difficulty in concentrating, difficulty in sleeping, or feeling exhausted. Worry can be helpful as it can help us anticipate obstacles or problems, and that can let us plan solutions. However, this kind of thinking ahead can leave us feeling anxious or apprehensive. When we worry too much, we often think of worst-case scenarios and feel we won't be able to cope. So worrying becomes a problem when it leaves you feeling upset or exhausted and gets in the way of living your life. Anything can be a trigger for worry, and this can be particularly the case when things feel unpredictable. With the current health situation and all the uncertainty that surrounds it, it makes sense that people are experiencing a lot of anxiety. However, if you feel it's becoming excessive and taking over your life, then it might be worth trying to find ways to take steps to manage your well-being and limit the time you spend worrying. These are just a few of the suggestions that I'm giving to my clients at the moment. The first is, try to maintain some routine and balance in your life. Now you're perhaps spending even more time at home, it's important to continue with a regular routine. Maintain a regular time for waking up and going to bed, eating at regular times, getting ready and dressed each morning. You might consider using a timetable to give structure to your day. Although it's not at all easy in this time of social isolation, it is important to remember that well-being comes from living a life with a balance of activities to give you feelings of pleasure, achievement, and closeness. So try to find some activities each day to help you distract yourself and stay active in your own mind and body. For example, you could try learning something new with an online course, or challenge yourself to learn a new language, or try cooking new recipes. And it's equally important to keep physically active. For example, doing rigorous housework for 30 minutes or an online exercise video, or if you can, going for a walk or a cycle ride. Also, remember, fundamentally, we are social animals and we need connections to thrive. So even if you have to do things at a distance, it's important to keep in touch, online or by phone. In fact, we know that face-to-face contact, even online, can give us almost as much connection as having a person in the room. And what about worry? People who are bothered by worry often experience it as uncontrollable and time-consuming, and feel that the only way to deal with it is to engage with it when it occurs. I suggest to clients that it can be a helpful starting point to distinguish between real problem worries, that is, actual problems that are affecting you right now, and hypothetical worries, that is, about things that don't currently exist but might happen in the future. So ask yourself, what am I worrying about? Is this a problem I can do something about? If it is, work out what you could do and list your options. Then ask yourself, is there anything I can do right now? If there is, do it. If there isn't, then plan what you could do and when. Then you let that worry go and focus on something else that is important to you right now. Now, if on the other hand, it's a problem you can't do something about, then let that worry go and focus on something else right now. So this is about experimenting with postponing your hypothetical worries. Many people actually find that this allows them to have a different relationship with their worries. So, the way it works is like this. You deliberately set aside a time each day, say up to 30 minutes, to let yourself worry. It can feel a bit strange, but it does mean that for the other 23 and a half hours in the day, you try to let go of the worry until you get to your specified worry time. So let's look at how this would work in practice. First, the preparation. Decide when your worry time will be and how long it will be for. I would suggest, as I say, maximum 30 minutes, but preferably 15. And what time of day will you be in the best frame of mind to attend to these worries? When are you likely not to be disturbed? Then look at the worry postponement. During the day, decide whether worries that surface are real problem worries that you can act on now, or whether they are these hypothetical worries that need to be postponed. If it's a hypothetical worry, redirect your attention to the present by grounding yourself in the present moment. Try a simple thing like pressing your feet more firmly into the ground and use your senses. What can you see, hear, feel, touch, smell? These simple thoughts and actions can help you be much more present in the here and now and take your mind away from the hypothetical worries. This is about focusing your attention externally rather than internally, so that you're saying to yourself, I'm not going to engage in this worry now, I'll engage with it later. Now, when you come to your worry time, use that dedicated time for worrying. Consider writing down any of the hypothetical worries that you remember having had throughout the day. How concerning are they actually to you now? Are any of them the kinds of worries that you might now find you can take practical actions about? Try to use all of your allocated worry time, even if you don't feel you have much to worry about, or they don't feel as pressing. And I say to clients, do try doing this for at least a week to see whether or not it makes any difference. Finally, try to notice and limit your worry triggers. It can feel like we need to follow the news or check social media for updates all of the time. However, you might notice this also triggers your worry and anxiety. Notice those triggers. Is it watching the news for more than 30 minutes? Is it checking social media every hour? Try limiting your exposure to worry triggers. Perhaps you could choose to listen to the news at a set time each day, or limit the amount of time you spend on social media for news checking. I hope that this perhaps will give you just a few ideas of something you might try to do a little differently.